Hello, I'm Richard, a research analyst at Nirvana Financials. So today we're going to be having a market run through of the financial markets across the 5 market classes. Looking at stocks, looking at crypto, looking at currencies, looking at commodities, and looking at the index markets. Let's get to it. Alright, so today we're going to be having a look at the index markets, the equities, which is stocks, crypto, commodities, FX markets, and then I'll also be putting up my swing assets I'm analyzed and I have on my watch list for swing, and also assets for my intraday. So we're currently on the index market, so let's have a look at US 30. So for US 30 direction, my position for this week, US 30 was very bullish last week. My position for this week for US 30 is still bullish, even though I need a bit of retracement for these assets due to the fact that US 30 is pretty much close to an overbought region on my Bollinger Band charts. This is my Bollinger Band, Bollinger Band high. So I'm bullish on these assets. I basically had a confirmation on this asset on the daily for US 30. 2 weeks ago, bullish on the assets. Saw this confirmation here and on my fan levels. This confirmation, this candlestick here, US 30 is currently an active trade basically. So hopefully it extends its bullish run. So I'm still bullish on these assets, and these assets will be perfect to analyze for the intraday, whereby you're trying to catch some moves on the lower time frames. That's the 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour or thereabouts. So S&P most likely bullish. Yes, S&P crazy bullish on the daily for last week. Markets position is bullish. Had my fan levels drawn up, had my alerts on trading view. So most cases when US 30 is bullish, S&P is usually bullish. When S&P is bullish, US 30 is also bullish, so they tend to have a similar market direction. So on the daily, same stance for US 30 is the same stance I have for S&P. Has played out a bullish move, is currently similarly continuing that move. My levels are drawn up for a re-entry into this asset. I'm looking at a very good drop for this week on this fib fan level, and there we have it. US 30 bullish, S&P bullish, played out their bullish run. This came on Thursday. Yes, this move came on Thursday. So Nasdaq, Nasdaq bullish. Same sentiment for US 30, S&P, Nasdaq. Let's see what the UK markets are doing. UK 100 sentiment for this week is bullish. I'm bullish on these assets. Look at this bullish candle. So let's see what's going on the daily. The daily seems to be today, currently first day of the week. UK 100 is dropping pretty much decently, which is good because potentially waiting for a drop to one of these levels. Let's see what current months is giving us. Let's have a look. So draw a level, see if we have something interesting. Okay, so let me take this out. So for these assets this week, I'll be waiting for a decent retracement for a re-entry on these assets to this level. Might not be a very good confirmation level for me. I'm pretty much close. I suspect it's pretty close to the Bollinger Band. Let's check. Yeah, it's really overbought, so I'm going to be very optimistic for a decent retracement on this market for this week. So potentially waiting for a drop to this level or this level for the UK 100 markets before I take a stance on a possible bullish re-entry for this charts. Let's see what Nikkei is doing. Nikkei looks like most of these assets have played out some pretty decent bullish move for last week, and it's basically, if you were in this trade last week, or you took a confirmation, or you took a trade on this asset last week, you are hopefully waiting for a continuation of that move, or most likely, if you are not, the stance is bullish, your position on this asset should be for a very good retracement. So for Nikkei 100, let's see what we are looking at, what levels we are looking at for Nikkei 100. Let's do a brief. So we are bullish on Nikkei, but we're waiting for, let's see what current previous month is giving me. Let's have a look. Oh, interesting. So this week I'm waiting for, this looks to be a very good fib level. If Nikkei retraces to this point, these levels, I would reconsider a potential re-entry. Hopefully this plays out tomorrow or next tomorrow, midweek for this week, for a possible re-entry on this asset. Bullish on Nikkei also. So let's go straight to the equities market and run through market direction as quick as possible. So for Nvidia market direction, Nvidia market direction is not perfect to me, so I'm moving on from that asset. Apple, what's Apple giving me? Apple is bullish. I'm bullish on this asset, and most likely, as it played out a confirmation, I don't think so. So most likely, waiting for a possible retracement, and a retracement to this level. There seems to be a touch on this level here, but this is not a very good price action. This is not the kind of price action I'm looking out for. Straight to Tesla. Let's see market direction for Tesla for this week. Market direction for Tesla is okay. Interesting. So market direction for Tesla is there seems to be a pre-market seems to be looking pretty much bullish on this asset, but I'm going to move on from this asset. I don't like assets, or try as much as possible to take a stance on assets that are very clear. They are very sharp as to where they are trying to go to. Once you find yourself taking too long to make a call on direction of an asset, best to just leave it alone and focus on the ones. Initially, first focus on the ones that give you clear market direction. For example, now I don't need anybody to tell me that my stance for Netflix for this week is bearish, and I'm looking for a bearish re-entry. Netflix looks really bearish on this stock. So let's see what I'm looking out for. Netflix rejected this fib level last week Wednesday, and you can see, I think it's still playing out. Looks to be playing out that bearish move. Let's observe if Netflix is oversold. Yes, it's oversold. So even though I'm bearish on this asset, I'm still very careful on my entry point for this assets. Hopefully a decent retracement plays out today. What do we have for Google? So for Google, bullish on Google. You can see the price action, and let's see what fib level is giving us for these assets. So I have my lowest, and then I have my highest, and okay, Google is bullish. Google reacted to this peak level and retracements, also waiting for a retracement on this asset. Meta, what do we have for Meta on the charts this week? Meta is bullish, guys, so if you're taking a swing stance, look for a possible bullish entry. So on the daily seems to be there seems to be a rejection on this peak level here. So but I'm still going to wait out and see. Pre-market looks very bullish. You can see pre-markets up here. So Meta seems to want to continue that bullish run on this peak level. So Meta seems to have left. It seems to have left me behind. So Microsoft. Where are we going for the week? Microsoft is bullish, guys. I have my levels drawn up. Let's see what Amazon is telling me. Amazon is also bullish. I need to I need to readjust my stance on this chart. So clearing up my bearish stance on these assets. Amazon looking really bullish. What do we have for these assets? Avgo is looking very bullish. Pre-market also very bullish. So I'm going to be clearing this out too. And then ExxonMobil. What do we have? ExxonMobil bullish. So that's it for the stock markets. And so let's see if Exxon has a possible zone for a re-entry. I'm going to, so previous month is good. Current month, lowest point is here. Current month, highest point is here. And Exxon looks to have played out this bullish move. Exxon's retracement, hopefully. Let's see what previous month's level might give me. Okay, so for ExxonMobil, I'm going to be waiting for a possible drop to one of these levels before I make a call on these assets for a swing trade. So the commodities, okay, the crypto space have Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's see what's happening there. Bitcoin looks to be making a very decent run of recovery in the markets currently. Market direction for Bitcoin is bullish, definitely. Market for the daily will be bullish. My stance on Bitcoin now has changed from a bearish stance, which I held last week, to a bullish stance this week. So let's see what's going on. So for Bitcoin, I'm looking at this fib fan level and I'm looking at a possible buy on this asset. So let's observe. For Ethereum, what do we have for Ethereum? Ethereum 2 following the Bitcoin play. And let me draw my fan levels. Ethereum. Okay. Waiting for a retracement to this level. So basically, looks to be a week where retracement is the order of the day, or retracement is the order of the week, and then a possible re-entry into the markets. So quick one into the commodity space: gold, silver, and oil. I'm bearish on gold. Gold gave gold seems to give a decent rejection on this fan level. Gave it on Wednesday. This wasn't really clean, and gave one on Friday. But I was bearish on this asset. Why? Because on the weekly, when I analyzed, gold looked way overbought. You can see it. So let me take off this fan level. You can see it's way above the Bollinger zone. Gold has been above the overbought Bollinger high for a long time, and now that it's playing out this move, I still feel there's still some decent drop on this chart because it seems to want to play out a decent retracement or a decent reversal from this overbought position. So I'm bearish on gold, And even though I see a bullish confirmation, I need it to be very, very clean. Same stance with silver, bearish on silver. US oil, US oil market direction looking bullish for this week, but I'm going to potentially let Monday and Tuesday run on this asset and see what Wednesday gives me for this assets on US oil. So basically, Brent, same stance for Brent. Play out Monday, Tuesday, and see what market is giving me, and for Wednesday, clear out these levels because those feed fans are basically invalid right now. So I'm going to be looking at these charts on Wednesday. So let's see what we have on the FX space. I'm just going to call out their market direction, and we're done for this week. So for Euro USD, market direction seemingly bearish, but you can see the way I'm acting right now. I'm going to leave this chart. I'm going to leave this market. GBP USD market direction bearish on this assets. Look out for this asset because it seems to be reacting. Clear out these fan levels, reacting to this support area, or seems to be playing out a careful move to this support area. Clear up my fan levels, and so this is an asset that I'll let play out till Wednesday and see what goes on. AUD USD, what's my stance? I'm bullish on this asset, AUD USD. USD JPY, I'm bullish. Let's see if it's overbought. Looks to be overbought. So hopefully a retracement plays out on this asset for the week for a possible re-entry. USD card not clear. If I had to make a call, I would say this asset is bearish for this week, but it's not clear, and I'm going to be leaving this market for this week. GBP JPY is bullish for the week. Euro JPY bullish on this asset. Euro odd looks to be like a ranging market, so I'm not going to be adding this to my check for this week. GBP Australian dollar, interesting, bearish. Euro GBP, what do we have for Euro GBP? Okay, market direction is speaking to a bullish move, but I'm still going to be careful on this asset because I can see some ranging vibes over over for months now. We're talking about since when? Since August basically. So best to trade this on the intraday lower time frames, but my stance on this asset for this week is a bullish stance. So Euro GBP, well, I think we looked at this. Yeah, Euro GBP. So GBP card bearish, Euro USD. Euro USD leave, market direction not clear. Oh, I'm back to the top. So pretty much covered everything as much as I can. Tried my best to make it short, but I'm just going to give you a view of what I have on my markets, on my charts for intraday basically. So for intraday, that's market direction for lower time frames. I have US 30, I have S&P, I have Nasdaq, I have Euro USD, I have GBP USD, I have USD JPY, I have GBP JPY, I have GBP odd, Australian dollar, I have Euro GBP, I have back to US 30. All right, guys, thank you very much for hanging with us and have a profitable week at the market. Please subscribe to our channels. Don't forget to follow us, Nirvana Trading Academy, across all social platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and also search for our WhatsApp channel and follow to catch up for more insightful details of the market and also join our community of traders. Thank you. Have a great week.